Hello everyone, Juxtaposition here. Today's video will be entitled Skaggs Island Naval Facility. And what I'm referring to is Sonoma County in the North San Francisco Bay Area, adjacent to San Pablo Bay, which is the north part of the San Francisco Bay Area. It is approximately a 1-hour drive to the city by the bay. CIA San Francisco is approximately a 60-minute drive from Skaggs Island. All right. Now, Skaggs Island wetlands area didn't come from under a rock. It was created as a Air Force and Navy installation during World War II. Remember the Great War? We've always been at war. It's hard to know which war was the greatest. Anyway, the Skaggs Island Naval Communications Station is what it was originally called. It is just off California State Highway, Route 37. This was where Bill Graham was murdered. Within about 350 yards of the Skaggs Island Navy Communication Radio Station. Wolf Grujonka, the Jewish man from the Bronx, New York, a Russian Jewish man from Berlin, via Lyon, via Marseille, via New York City, via the Bronx, via San Francisco, Summer of Love, 1967, concert at the Fillmore West Auditorium, murdered California State Route 37 at Sonoma Creek, which borders the Skaggs Island Naval Communication Station. Let me read you the Wikipedia description of this weapons facility. They do use the word communication, but I think we've all learned from our cell phone mobile devices that communication GPS tracking systems can also be used as Raytheon guided missile targeting. So a communication signal can also be used as a targeting signal, right? So be careful, folks. I went to the Noam Chomsky School of High Performance Applied Linguistics, so I know poppycock when I see it. Thank you, Noam Chomsky. Skaggs Island Naval Communication Station, formerly the United States Navy installation located on Route 37 between Novato, which is in Marin County, and Vallejo, which is in Solano County, which is where the Zodiac Killer's first two murders happened, which is in close proximity to Travis Air Force Base, where they're flying chemtrails every 6 minutes, and we're doing so today as I conducted my audit of the Skaggs Island Navy Communication Facility. Anyway, it was a secretive, secure, self-contained Navy base engaged in a number of communication and intelligence gathering functions for the Navy and other federal intelligence organizations like the OSS or later the CIA. Okay, it comprises 3,310 acres of the 15,000 acres of wetlands that run between Vallejo, Napa River, over to Sonoma Creek and the Petaluma River. There's over 15,000 acres of land. And here the United States government has purloined 3,310 of those beautiful acres where duck hunters come to shoot birds. And yes, chemtrails are being dumped over this area every single day. I've been out to the area all the way to the dead end to where the dilapidated buildings once stood proudly in 1944-45. And it's all dilapidated. The last time I was out there 4 or 5 years ago, I was not surprised to see that there's a no trespassing sign and a United States Wildlife Preserve sign up as of when COVID broke. And I've seen helicopters and the fixed-wing planes flying directly over Skaggs Island for the last 6 months this year. So you should know that I do suspect that the Skaggs Island Navy operation has been restarted, reset. Skaggs Island was once a thriving tidal marsh next to San Pablo Bay. It's part of the Pacific Flyway for migratory birds. It was used exclusively by Native Americans until the 1800s when we disappeared those Miwoks out of Northern California. State of California was supposed to be in charge of this area, but like I said, 3,300 of the acres, or 20%, is under federal control. I can go on and on about this 15,000 acres of land, but I'm really concerned about the radio weapon system that was there, and my fear is that it's been up and running. Anyway, I went out there about 5 months ago and I smelled a rat. I found 3 RV recreational vehicles parked in close proximity to where the duck shooters, the duck hunters, usually park their cars. There is a gravel road that runs tangential to where the duck hunters park, and about a quarter of a mile down that road I have 3 recreational vehicles that are unexplained. I assume that's for the contractors who work at the facility. See, I don't think you want to sleep overnight on Skaggs Island, because you see the problem is there's a lot of radiation damage and you could get killed. You wouldn't want to take a sleeping bag and sleep underneath a 5G tower, would you? I don't think so. That would be like sleeping near 2 million microwave ovens. And what makes Skaggs Island an island is there's a very, expensive bridge that takes you from the wetlands area up and over a waterway, which now reads no trespassing, to where the Navy set up a weapons radio towers, which I personally have seen. Now, I went out there today, and first I ran into the Summit Signal Contract Company, which was installing some work on a telephone pole just not too far from the Skaggs Island Bridge, which has a locked steel gate now. And so I thought that was interesting that the Summit Signal Company was working on signaling. Then, to my horror, when I looked at the gate as I approached, there's a Pacific Gas and Electric utility truck with the gentleman opening the gate, which is padlocked with a chain, and drove his big blue PG&E truck through the gateway and reattached the lock. And I proceeded to give him a thumbs up, rode past him head on and into the duck hunting area, into the parking lot, where I waited until the PG&E utility truck was about a mile away and out of view. I then, on a stealth basis, conducted an audit of the Skaggs Island facility. And I'm here to tell you that the reason that the PG&E utility man was there is because, yes, they're reactivating this weapons facility, and it's probably been activated during the entire time these chemtrails have been dumping, which puts us back to Thanksgiving 2022. Anyway, I'm just here to confirm to you that we have a weapons facility which is known, it was formerly known as an electronic communications surveillance area, also with the CIA acronym VORTAC, VORTAC, Radio Navigation Beacon Identifier, SGD. I have absolutely no idea what that acronym means, but I'm telling you that they took a duck blind and they're turning it into a weapons system. The area was diked, became a dike wetland. It was converted into hay farms and salt ponds, but I'm telling you today it's a military facility for NATO. And the reason I say it's NATO is because everything's NATO. And you should know, on the Petaluma River a few months ago, I went over there and found a NATO generator on a camouflage trailer right above the Petaluma River, which is adjacent to the Sonoma Creek, where Bill Graham, whose real name is Wolf Junket, where he was murdered in the Bell 206 helicopters, right at the Skaggs Island weapons facility, where they emit pulsing energy waves, which can be used for either surveillance or for blowing helicopters out of the sky. All right, you get it? I'm telling you that today is May 18th, 2023, and I've got the public utility making sure that there is plenty of power and electricity heading out to Skaggs Island Naval Communication Weapons Center, and we have Summit signaling, making sure the signaling is beaming and beeping like always. You should not be surprised that, sure enough, I wasn't there 5 minutes and I heard a turboprop helicopter heading my way. So I took that as my cue to exit stage left. Thank goodness I didn't have any surveillance tracking equipment on or near me, so the helicopter could never get a proper target on me. Hence, I am here to deliver the message that in Sonoma County, nestled between Napa, Sonoma County, nestled between Napa, Solano, and Marin counties, we have a naval installation center. It is not the only one. Australia has dozens of these. Here in Marin County, I personally know of two other facilities like this, one in Inverness in federal lands of Point Reyes Station, above Olima, near Point Reyes Station, and above the town of Inverness. I know of another one in the town of Marshall, across Tomales Bay from Inverness, known as the Marconi Center. That is approximately 1,200 acres of land, and there's another radio center there. So I don't know if they have other ones. I assume they do. But my entire San Francisco Bay Area is enveloped with weaponry, military facilities with generators and RVs, and have housing facilities for teams of up to 18 to 20 men. All right, that's my video for today. It's an 11-minute cry for help, but essentially, I didn't hallucinate the last 6 months of chemtrail attacks emanating from Travis NATO Air Base, which is, if you want to know the mileage to this Navy Weapons Center, it's about 26 miles as the crow flies. It's about 26 miles. It's about 40 kilometers. My bicycle ride today was a 40-kilometer bike ride, 25 miles. The Skaggs Island distance to the Travis Air Force Base, where chemtrails are actively emanate on a daily, hourly basis, 6 airplanes per hour, 96 sorties a day, is 40 clicks. It's 25 miles distance from the Skaggs Island Naval Communications Weapons Center to the Travis NATO base. It's about 7.5 miles to where I found the NATO diesel generator on a trailer on a hill above the Petaluma River. I'm going to give you a map of the Sonoma wetlands and the Napa River and the Petaluma River, and you can do your own personal reconnoitering. Thanks for listening.